Hello, everyone. I just thought I'd do a quick video because I was sitting on my bed doing some studying first, and then some grading, and then I was kind of on social media, and I came across a couple of different videos. One was where Illinois has passed a law saying that they can abort babies at 9 months. And then on my phone, there was these alerts popping up because I have one of the news apps or whatever. And so anytime anything happens in the Central Valley, a stabbing, a murder, or whatever, it pops up on my phone. And so I'm seeing that. And then I look and I see more stuff. And I just felt my heart being overwhelmed. And I remember the Lord saying, if my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and I will heal their land. And I just began to cry because I said, God, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do when the laws are getting crazy? What do we do when murder is out of control? And what do we do when homelessness is out of control? What do we do when our kids are out of control? What do we do when the school system is out of control? What do we do when we're out of control, when nothing is balanced, when everything is off? And then he reminded me, if you begin to study in Daniel and Revelation, it talks about the different end times, and that this is going to happen, and to not be troubled because we are saved. We're saved. And doesn't mean that we're not going to endure trouble, but it means that in the midst of it, we have the victory. It means that in the midst of it, we are protected. It means that in the midst of it, he's got us. So it encouraged me, but it also made me weep. And it made me think of when Jeremiah would cry out, or when Nehemiah cried out for the people, when any of the prophets or the people of old in the word cried out, they cried out from a part in their heart that said, God, help us. God, help the land. God, help the people. God, help us, because things are so bad. There is nothing that I can do. There is nothing that they can do. There is no law. There is no police officer. There is no judicial system that can fix this. God, only you can. And when you hear rumors of war with Korea and all the stuff that's going on in Russia and all these things that are going on, and we're just moving around in our lives and going to work and taking care of kids and taking pictures and celebrating weddings and graduations like nothing is even happening. And it's so subtle. The enemy is so subtle, and he gets us distracted by other things that we don't pray, that we don't ask God, what should I be doing to make change? What should I be doing to impact this thing that is occurring that is frustrating me? What should I be doing to set an example for Christ? And I'm not saying that we're all activists and we're all supposed to stand up and make something happen, but there is something that you have been called to do. There's something that you've been called to do. And I pray that you are seeking God to know how to do it effectively, because it's supposed to make an impact. It's supposed to change something. It's supposed to shift the trajectory of somebody's life. What are you supposed to be doing that is going to help the situations that we are up against today? Yes, our prayers, we are the saints of God that make the change happen. When are we going to stand up against the abortion? When are we going to stand up against the homosexuality laws? When are we going to stand up against anything that is just bombarding us? When are we going to stand up and say, okay, enough is enough and too much stank? That's how my mom used to say it, or does say it. But I encourage you today, I encourage you wherever you are, to pray, to pray, to pray, to pray. And the Lord told me, pal, prayer, action, and love. It's not just prayer, but you got to act. But you can't just act any kind of way. You got to find out what lane you're supposed to be in and what you're supposed to be doing to make the correct impact, or the correct change, or to affect this thing. I know my area is in the area of deliverance and hope, to let people know, hey, no matter what kind of sin you've been in, it don't even matter, because trust me, I've had mine and I still got it. But God is working it out. Let our hearts not be troubled. Let's pray. Let's come together. Let's come together in the spirit. Let's stand up. Let's do what we got to do to make a change. God uses us to move. The people were like, why does God allow this to happen? No, we're allowing it to happen. God gave us dominion. We are He is the King of kings. We are kings. We have dominion to operate in the earth, and he doesn't do anything until we ask him. He says, ask, seek, and knock. As soon as we ask, as soon as we seek, as soon as we knock, he says, okay, I heard you. Now you've given me permission to act. So let's give God permission to act and change our world. Let's think of ways, innovative ways. Let's not just be about ourselves and our, my four and no more. What's going on in your little circle? We got to do something bigger. We got to make a change. Be encouraged.